Hey everybody, welcome back to another True North Disc Golf production. We are here today to check out the Ontario Disc Golf Championships in Berda, Ontario. I am joined today with the fantastic John Pytel. How's it going, John?
Very good, very good. Thanks for having me down, Jeff.
You're welcome, man. Welcome to the show. And before we get going, we want to point out to our fantastic sponsors here. We've got the Ettyville SuperSpin. That's John's company here up at the course. And obviously, we've partnered with the ODSA to bring some of the best golf around. Special thanks out to all of our sponsors. We'll let them pop up on the screen.
Great support for the event this year. I'm so happy I was able to get all these companies to come in and support. And, everybody provided cash, value, real things into the event. It was great.
Awesome. Well, thank you to all the sponsors for all your support. Without you, we wouldn't be able to run these championship events. And we'll get into that a little bit later. I know we've renewed it for another year, so that'll be awesome. First up is our resident back scratcher, James Duong from Brampton, Ontario. Good guy. And also sort of a newcomer in terms of moving up the rating list, Josh Prine, checking out his eyebrows. He's a free agent as well, everybody, so if you're looking to pick up a sponsored player, he's a great choice. Tell us a little bit about Jasper. He's all the way from Thunder Bay. What do you know?
Well, I didn't know too much about Jasper. I just got to meet him around the place. Both Josh, Jasper, and James were all kind of new faces to Ettyville, so it was great to get to know them. Looking forward to see them play. I didn't get to watch all these rounds as much, TDing and running around the event. And then we got Eric here, our club pro. You'll hear me talk a lot about Eric. Him and Mario Hulo, my other club pro, are really the guys helping make all this happen in the woods and the work and the expansions that we did. This year again, we expanded from 27 holes up to 36. We did an expansion the last time we had the Provincial, so a lot of work goes into building the courses to the size of the sport now. It's
awesome.
Much needed.
Well, as we play through, you can tell us a little bit of the funny, interesting tidbits for each of the holes.
Sure.
So speaking of that, first hole is number 1, par 3, 341 feet. I love this hole because of the way you've designed it. You kind of utilize the power tower, which is what we're going to call this.
Yes.
The power tower. Let's see what James Duong does.
Yeah, James comes out with a flick, and this is the first hole. You can come at it from either angle. And just get guys out there warmed up, playing, comfortable, nothing too hard or spectacular. I think as a player, you just want to get out of here without no bogey and just get going.
It's a great start. Looks like he's just inside circle 1. Next up is Josh Prine. Big shot. Little clip on the power tower.
Yeah, the famous...
Certainly not out of his range to complete that putt, though.
No, not at all.
See what happens. Next up is Jasper. You want to take a crack at how you pronounce his name, his last name?
Oh my God!
I was trying to do it.
Carrasqueiras?
I don't know. Jasper, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah. I wish I could pronounce it correctly. I know I butchered it. But nonetheless, it's great to have you on the program. And last up for his first drive is Eric Vinay.
Yeah, stand still, Eric. Big arm right down there. Very
Look
nice.
at the power out of this guy. Doesn't even X-step. Crushes it.
Great putt by James.
There's James' experience at work. First up to make his putt, make short work at that. Next up, Josh Prine. Just a little low. That's okay. Josh is more than capable of making putts like that. Local pro Eric shows us how it's done. Nicely done.
Banging his Rhino. I'll know a lot more about what's in Eric's bag, which is a Rhino, a Buzz, and a Wraith.
And last up, Jasper. Ooh, a little low. Clip on the basket. It's okay.
I think everybody's just shaking off some of those first hole nerves, being on camera, new for some people.
It is tough. It's very rare that we see a player first time on camera put up their best performance. It does happen, but it's the first time I was on camera. It just completely changes everything. You start thinking about how people are going to perceive you and what's it going to look like. It's tough.
Yes, I can imagine.
All right, cleaning up hole 1, we've got a couple of birdies out of Eric Vinay and James Duong. That's a good start at -1, and still sitting at par is Josh and Jasper.
nice smooth start for these guys. Nobody got in any trouble, and just get flowing along.
So this hole, hole 2, par 3, 392 feet. The height of these bushes in front are a little deceptive because you're actually blind to the basket, and it kind of plays a little bit of trick on your depth perception.
Yeah, and all that grass is OB left, and some jail on the right. I mean, that bush on the right used to be OB, but it's very hard to have an OB line there, so we just dropped it. But if you're in there, you're in trouble.
Looks like James is stepping up for another forehand. We'll see what happens. Yep.
Yeah, great shot. Great angle
Nice
at it.
turn. Good fade. That's an excellent shot.
Yes.
Out of James. Clean. Should line him up for a good putt for birdie. Get a small X step out of Eric. I guess when we start to hit 400 feet, he needs to try a little bit.
Yeah, a little. I mean, it's a hard backhand shot for a right-hander into there. Just want to not put too much juice on it and then end up carrying OB left. Here comes Josh.
It's like we're going to get the full flight out of this disc. Overshoots it.
Overshoots it, and that's that. I think he's in bounds here. We'll see in a sec.
Just on the line.
On the edge, but that's the fear with the backhand with too much on it.
I think that tall grass actually bounced it back out. Jasper with a rough shot here. He's definitely going to need to make a layup there.
Yeah. Safe, though. He's not in any trouble. I mean, that's an area, I personally shoot forward around the arm of these guys, but I just want to get down there and get my 3 and get out of here personally when I'm playing this hole.
Clean shot. Good up shot. Should make easy work of his 3 there. Eric with a layup as well. It's my lovely wife.
Starting to see some of the background of the campers and everybody in there. Here comes James. Ooh.
Oh, what a run from James. Just a little bit of a band shot.
It's maybe a little hard to see here, but this basket is maybe 6 inches higher than normal. It's just got enough of a height on it that it just puts little people off in that second putt of the day. But
great putt out of Josh there.
Yes.
There we go.
Jasper cleaning up. Looks like everybody's getting out of here pretty good.
Good par, ready to move on. James takes his par. Eric with his.
There we go.
Very nice. I like the way you did the ODSA band on the top too. That's really cool.
That's one way we can promote the sponsors. Those bands will stay up for the year. They're holding up very well. Last Provincials, we put magnetic ones up, and they lasted 5 years, so I replaced them this time around.
That's awesome. And we have a lone birdie out of Josh Prine. Catches up, ties on the chase card here. 3 players at -1. Jasper still looking to get his first stroke down. Moving into hole 3, par 4, 405 feet. I think this hole is so cool. I love the way you put these obstacles in the center and where the disc can actually land inside it and then spit out the bottom.
Yeah, in a block position.
Cool.
They're kind of like bunkers that put you in jail. Yeah, we tweaked this hole this year. The basket used to be basically right about here on this fly-through, but we brought it in deeper and created some different lines. The fly-through line wouldn't be really a flight that you'd take very often unless you went really long on this drive. But
I love this hole. I think this one's genius.
Yeah, that looks like a great location to be. There's a line or a gap right up the woods straight at the basket there that you'll see. Hopefully he's put himself out there. Josh, there's another great angle at it. Oh, came in a little tight. Looks like he caught the edge of the bush there.
This is sort of an example to how much your landing position matters on this hole. Look at this.
That's one of the things about Ettyville. I mean, it's a little bit of positional golf. That's why we sometimes see people when they show up the first time, they play very well because they just take what the course gives them. They don't get aggressive, and then it's when you start getting a little aggressive or trying to put that little extra into things start to go sour for you. There's Eric coming. Oh, there's
Eric
a little
coming
bit
through the trees.
A little bit of a hometown route, just knowing where things are softer. That's great to get through from there.
Is that the local route?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a local route, but just we've thrown a lot of discs through a lot of lines of these trees, so you kind of know, percentage-wise, you might be okay if you're shooting up. Now, this is what I was saying. Josh has the perfect line into there. I don't know if you can see he's heading right at the basket there.
Look at the shot.
Yeah, beauty.
What a run. That is textbook 2-shot play from Josh Prine. It doesn't really get much better than that. James a little berry, but let's see what he does.
Ooh.
Looks like he's going to take the same kind of route that Eric did.
That's a very nice upshot. I mean, it's maybe only 150, 175 feet to get up to the basket, but there's just so many trees and little trees. It's kind of guarded. Very hard to see.
I love to hear the history on the holes, like, as you change them. That's really cool. Good run from Jasper. Will work.
Yeah, as part of the expansion, we modified quite a few holes, and we had to build 6 or 7 new holes. Oh, Eric.
A little spit out from Eric. Definitely deserves better, especially after that second shot. James capitalizes, picks up his birdie for 2 down.
Definitely kind of see when we built a new hole, they're a little rougher and all cleaned out and stuff like that, but they're going to mature in nice, these holes. They're already starting to take great shape.
Oh, no, Jasper. A little high from Jasper.
I'm just going to shake some of these putts off and just get some momentum going, hopefully.
Good man.
Yeah, now we're coming over to a brand new hole we installed here, hole 4.
Let's get a little bit of a recap here. A couple of birdies out of Josh Prine and James Duong. No surprise there. Solid players, definitely moving up the ranks in terms of rating. I strongly suspect that these guys will both be knocking on the doors of breaking the 1,000 barrier in 2021. And a couple of pars out of Jasper and Eric. We'll see if they can pick it up and keep the run.
As far as round ratings, if we were able to get enough rounds in last year to do a lot of these players justice for how they were playing, but we'll pick it up this year and hopefully see more rounds and rating movements.
So next up, hole 4, par 3. This is a very technical shot, only 245 feet with tons of barrier trees.
Yeah, it just fades to the right. A few trees right there. That's the tree. That's the tree. You either got to be left or right of it to make it. And
a little bit of a bink there. See if James can get through.
I see this be a great forehand hole for.
This is looking
James.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's punched it down. He went left of a lot of the big trees. Yeah,
he looks happy with that.
Very happy he got through that line. Eric, he caught that same tree again.
Oh boy!
And off he went. I kind of just aim at that tree, and knowing that I'll never hit anything I aim at. But that one by Jasper, nice forehand up there. Oh yeah, that
doesn't look too bad. Oh,
pretty good position.
How far are we away?
Maybe he's
camera over. There you go.
30 feet, 40 feet. I know if you get to that big dead stump there, you've done really well. That's kind of a shoot for that. Oh, Eric, yeah, he's coming way. Oh, I don't know where he ended up there. A little.
He's buried in there somewhere, a little bit farther back.
Yeah, he was in a really bad spot with that kick left off that tree.
Here we go. Next up, Josh Prine.
I don't think Josh and Eric are going to be too happy with those upshots. They left themselves some.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me. These holes are sub 300 feet, and they're so technically difficult. If you make a mistake on the drive and you get ricocheted in some weird spot in the course, you're battling just to get par.
Yeah, well, that scrambling for sure is a big part of a good round at Ettyville.
There's the shot.
There's a nice shot.
That's a great shot.
Well, a very small hole, and I think we're going to see a few bogeys here for the first time in the day.
Mm-hmm. James winding up for a big putt here.
And you can kind of see outside of James hitting the hole, it's kind of one of my design philosophies. Like, that schnarb is not all that far behind, but it really affects people's putting and lines. I don't want to have 200 feet of cleared area around a basket, by and large. If you've gone long, you're going to maybe pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
James having some serious difficulty here. I think basically everybody is.
Well, you can see it in a lot.
There we go.
On the Prodigy hole too. When they come out into the woods, things just change. Some people step up, find the lines, and other people just start hitting every tree they see. It's just
it's treacherous.
Jasper.
It's treacherous. We need to get this hole over with.
Yeah, I know.
These guys are having some serious trouble. We got another tap out here. We got a bogey.
Oh, and he had that nice drive and upshot. He's going to be feeling very frustrated there, Jasper.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. That is tough. A sub 300-foot hole, 4 bogeys. Just goes to show you the difficulty with your drive right off the pad.
Yeah, and I guess the classic 3-putt started to show up for a couple of people as well. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll get through this hole and get it over with and move on.
Next. Oh, this next hole is one of my favorite holes. This has been a long-standing hole at Ettyville. Very technical, lots of lines.
I like this hole as well. Hole 5, par 4, 402 feet. You've got this tight line down the center. Trees all over the place. You've got to thread the needle.
Great landing area right here.
Oh, yeah, for
that's
sure.
That's where you're trying to get to for the average player.
And even if you make a great shot, you have to do it again to try to get up to this basket.
Yeah. Well, it's one of these holes you can play 200-foot drive, or you can go for the 400-foot one and try to get it all the way up there. There, Josh took a little what I call the Johnny route, the hometown route. You stick it out to the right. Over the years, it's opened up a little bit. Imagine James is just going right up the middle here. Yes.
James with a good tree flick there.
I know where it finished up,
distance.
but
just
he may not be too
there.
bad there. You want to be more to the right side of this fairway than the left, believe it or not. But a lot of the discs will fade left as they finish.
Eric with a textbook shot. A little bink on the tree though. Oh, great kick.
Oh yeah, right in the. I think that's give a good upshot, a good line from there.
Definitely work with that. Let's see how Jasper tackles this. That is not too bad. A little bit of a ricochet there at the end.
Yeah, he must have kicked. I was expecting that to fade left, but he hit a tree.
All right, first up, Josh Prine. That looks really good.
Oh, great rip. Maybe about 20 feet short of the basket, 25 feet here, just based on the trees that I know.
Yep. That's funny how you can actually remember the locations of all these trees.
Oh, you know how hard it is not to go through there and cut them all after you hit them all day?
Sneak in with a chainsaw.
Oh. It's, Eric coming up too. Yeah, I think he'll have that. That's that line I was kind of referring to. If you had that landing spot, Eric missed it a bit, but
yeah, there's absolutely no rewards on this course. Once you get trapped, if you don't nail shots exactly right, you're always going to have obstacles you have to deal with. James taking his time here to think about it.
He's getting through okay there.
That works.
That worked. Should be able to clean that up pretty easily. Nice run.
That'll work. Good kick. See how much of that tree gives him trouble there.
Definitely one of these holes you don't want to drive too far past. It just seems to be a hard putt to come back at. Oh, chain out.
Spit out.
Right. Oh, with all those bogeys the hole before, I see it in some of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of golf though. We're only fifth hole of a 36-hole day.
Boy, these guys are really having trouble here.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Classic,
there we
sometimes
go.
The whole card gets playing the way the whole card gets playing, you know.
Keep in mind too, this is a par 4. A couple of pars.
Yeah, it's just weren't making the birdie putts.
Yeah, and the important thing to note is these guys are getting up there and getting the opportunities to take cracks at birdies. There we go. It's funny because it looks worse than it really is. Sometimes when you see these missed putts, you get concerned, but really we've got a couple of pars, got a birdie and a bogey. It's not too bad.
Yeah, you look at how James played it. It was just he was at that 200-foot kind of spot I referred to, and they just did the nice upshot and made his putt.
James continues his momentum, gets a stroke back, carries on at 2 down. Prine right on his tail at 1 down. Eric Vinet holding at par, and Jasper's fallen a little bit behind here with a couple of bogeys at +2. Moving into hole 6.
It's a little par 3.
So this is previous hole. We were able to see Colleen McInnes make an ace on this hole, so that was pretty cool.
Yes, that was very exciting.
Yeah, so this is hole 6, par 3, 211 feet, completely blind shot from the pad there.
That's one of these holes. You really just got to get out of the gap. Then we'll see once they're teeing off. It's a little tight gap to get out of. And going straight at it, low and hard, you're just going to end up in that schnarb or those trees. So you have to kind of come out with a little height or a little fade or draw, going on with the disc. A little hyzer, anhyzer. And a great shot by James. He played that forehand.
That was awesome. He almost put that in. Had a real crack at it.
Yeah, see, they're coming up. They have to come up pretty high. That's why they're catching a lot of those top trees. Another great shot by Josh.
Great run from Josh there. 2 in the money for an easy 2.
Oh, that looks like Eric grip locked that a bit. Hit and spit right.
See if he can recover from that. Pitch it up for 3. Final up is Jasper. This looks good.
He kind of caught one of those first trees, I think took a little off of it and it dropped down.
And this is not an OB position. This is just schnarbiness.
Yeah, correct. Got some design ideas for changing this hole. I'm going to build more of a berm, a V-shaped berm that you'll play through where you'll be able to see the basket.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
Yeah, just the schnarb's a little rough on people getting in and out of, and then we're seeing so much play at the course these days that they're just getting trampled, which is good and bad, but we'll bring in some heavy equipment and maybe make a little change to this hole this year. A lot of this whole Island Dunes course is just very fresh, redesigned. You'll kind of see we're repurposing our motocross track into disc golf. So we started moving a few of the motocross jumps to be tee pads and
I wonder how many people know that. How many people know that your property used to run motocross on it?
Well, I think a lot of the golfers have. They would have heard those bikes zinging around, and they would all stop and watch the bikes because he played right through the motocross track on some of the holes.
That's funny.
Both groups took a lot of interest in each other. The golfers like to see what the motocrossers were up, and vice versa.
That's cool. All right, finishing up hole 6, couple of birdies out of James and Josh. Fantastic drives, easy cleanups. Tough drive from Eric there. Got himself a little buried and certainly got in some trouble. And Jasper with a great recovery there, coming up a little short off his drive, picks up a 3. And moving into hole number 7, par 4, 439 feet. This hole was really special. Do you want to tell us a little bit why?
Well, it was the ace, the $2,000 Top Link Ace hole. So we had to kind of combine a pad. So the pros aren't really, they're playing on the mids, the blue tee pads for this hole. And Ryan, being such a great guy, left the shorts at play for all the other divisions that were from the short tee pad. So it's an elevated motocross jump coming in right at another hydro tower. Aceable hole.
Did anybody hit the basket?
I think there was some baskets hit on it, but I can't recall who or when exactly. But obviously there was no ace. There was no $2,000 went out.
Well, I know Ryan intends to keep running that through next year, so it'll be interesting to see who is the first person to hit it. A couple of great drives out of the gate. This one looks way wide.
Yeah, a little long, a little wide, but the big thing is to avoid getting in that bush that's right on your left.
Yeah.
So Jasper, did a nice save, went a little wider. I think we're also seeing a very calm wind day. The wind at Ettyville changes everything, and the wind directions change all over the property because of the bush and these hydro line cutouts. So this is definitely a swirling wind location here at this corner. So
what a shot!
Great putt, Rico.
That's the Eric Vinet that you were telling me about, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a
Nickname
shot.
Rico, Disco Rico. You'll hear me call him a lot of things probably today. Yeah, great putt.
Here's our first True North replay from Eric. Well deserved. Great shot. Nicely lined up. Good bink. Runs it in. Great job.
Jasper may have to navigate some poles there, but he got it in there. Should be able to clean that up.
Jasper runs it. Let's see what James can do here. Wow.
James, putting's on.
James is a very, very talented individual. And like I said, it won't surprise me if he's the next guy to break 1,000. Look at that putt. It's so solid. Square in the center. Very confident.
Yeah, it was a pleasure getting to know James over the weekend. I had to spend a lot of time talking with all these pros and lining up cards and who was going to be on what. And, everybody wanted to be on the video, for sure. So
James is a happy dude. And I think that's one of the big keys to his success. Even if he's having a bad round, he is very positive, very fun to be on a card with. And that helps keep him focused. And when he's on, man. Yeah. Big time.
Well, it looks like his putting's been on so far.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of hole 4.
All right, blasting through hole 7. James and Eric with 2 fantastic putts, well-deserved birdies. A couple of threes out of Jasper and Josh. A bit of a wide shot there out of Josh for his birdie, and Jasper made a decent run there too. Sitting at -4 for James, who's leading the pack with Josh Prine right behind him at 2 down. Hole 8, par 3, 175 feet. This shot, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying, this is just a simple ace run hole that we kind of have. It's guarded by the branches that are on the trees. So, yeah, coming at it with a high shot, tried to prevent some thumbers by putting the tee pad a little bit in the bush. We just didn't want to have an easy thumber hole here. So, James coming at it, great line. It's just a matter of. Perfect.
That'll work.
There's a hill on that James just flew over, and it's a great spot to drive into because your disc will usually hit and then spit towards the basket. Like there, Rico, he's probably playing that right there.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Came up a bit short, but it was another 15 feet. He'd caught that ridge. Having the disc turn over or anything and go to the right there can be jail or definitely difficult putts.
Josh with the hat off mode. He has 3 modes. He has
3 modes.
He has hat and glasses on. He has glasses on, hat off, and he has hat and glasses off.
Great throw by Jasper. Hit and spit and rolled up.
That's the textbook shot there. Well done for him.
Personally surprised nobody was running it in there pretty hard. You can get a lot of skips past the basket, but at least you gave it that run. But
Eric turning on the heat there, keeping up with James now. Good job.
Yeah, this is one of these holes that if you don't get a 2, you feel a little disappointed.
Josh in hat on mode now. And Jasper with a fantastic drive. Easy birdie. Well done.
There we go.
I think he probably showed that shot you're talking about the best. And look at that. A star card.
Star card.
Yes, sir. First one that I think we've seen so far on this card.
For sure.
Good job, everybody. So, through the first 8 holes, we have 5 down from James. Josh hot on his tail at 3 down. Eric sitting at 1 down. And Jasper easing back to par, sitting at +1. Hole 9, par 4, 365 feet. This is definitely a par 4. How tight this tunnel shot is. I remember on Reddit, this was a super popular thing to post these kinds of tunnel shots, and some pictures of this hole were posted up there. People were commenting how cool it was.
This is a great hole, classic hole. What's kind of new here is the gold tee pad. This kind of really makes it a 4. Look at James coming up there.
Look at this. Such a hard shot.
Oh yeah, heading over a bit to the right, but if he wasn't far from missing the nice line.
Let's see what Eric does. That looks pretty good. Did he get through? Oh, he did.
Yeah, it's very hard to drive the basket here. I don't know if I saw anybody do it in the weekend, but if you get up to the blue tee pads, it's it's more of a 3 or drivable if you pure the line.
This is a super cool hole to try to make an eagle on as well. This actually looks like it could be an eagle.
I think not a bad bounce. I don't know if he got right out, but kicked forward, and you could putt from over there if you don't have any obstructions, knowing where the basket is.
Next up, Jasper.
Yeah, I think Jasper was just trying to take a little off of it and took a little too much off.
Gonna sneak through. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
A little bit of a bink there in the last tree. It's all right.
Got Josh in there. Oh, it's Eric now. Nice up.
Solid layup. Sets him up for a decent birdie to finish off his front nine.
James
thinking about running it. That'll work.
Well, he got through a very good spot to have been right off the tee pad there.
Man sets up for his birdie. Jasper putting for 3, running it. Oh, what a good shot. I like this guy. He doesn't give up. Excellent, excellent putt from Josh. Holy smokes. Tyler, give me a replay for that, buddy. I want to see that one.
That was an eagle, I believe.
Look how Josh just walks up. He's just like, da-da-da, savors the moment. Look at this shot.
Beauty.
Champion. Another player going to be knocking on the doors of 1,000, that's for sure. If he keeps putting like that, that won't be a problem.
Birdie by James.
Man. Excellent birdie from Eric. Yeah, I'm cleaning up here. Jasper with a par.
As we head over to
Shout out to the sponsors there, ODSA, Dynamic Discs, Top Link Disc Golf. Look at that beautiful blue. God, he's got to feel good about that. 5 down to complete his front 9. Closes the gap by another stroke on James, sitting at 6 down. Eric Vinet with a solid last few holes there, putting up a 2 down front 9. And Jasper struggling a little bit, +1, but I still have high hopes for him moving into the back 9.
Yeah, Jasper's just been putting from what I can see. You know, he's getting up there, he's making nice drives, nice throws. Find a rhythm with some putts, hopefully with his back 9.
There we go. James with a board full of green, a single red stroke. Same with Josh. That hole 4, man, really punished these guys out pretty bad. Everybody else just sort of moving forward, shooting a 20, 21, 24, and 27 respectively. This tea is delicious.
Glad coffee's working.
Look at this shot out of Josh. It's a quick replay.
Yeah, definitely a highlight.
Cool, guys. Well, as always, we always like to do a little bit of appreciation for all the support we get at the retail store. That helps fund our projects to come out and do some filming at events. Why don't we tell you a little bit about what's going on with the 2021 Provincials?
Wow. Well,
finish that up before the show's over?
Yeah, great. Well, thankfully, with the ODSA, we even as we were planning it last year with all the COVID situations and things being allowed and not allowed, we kind of looked at each other in discussions and said, no matter what happens, let's maybe just agree we're going to do it again next year, because we were making a huge investment in time and money and energy, and we just really wanted to showcase the 36 holes. We're super excited that it's coming back. I kind of referenced the event as kind of 2 things: the ODSA Provincial Championships, but this is also something I refer to as the Ettyville A tier, something that I'm really hoping to carry on into the future going forward, and cement a good A-tier lasting event in Ontario. So we're super excited. Just about to start getting things in motion. Expect some early registrations to start in the coming months. I've made a commitment or a suggestion that if we get enough uptake in the initial registrations, that we'll look at another 18-hole championship course in the area, immediate area. But we'll see. We'll take a look at that. A lot of ideas percolating. The property as a whole, you might hear me talk about a little later. We're going to expand the footprint for parking, camping, vendors, and everything like that. I knew I was going to be challenged for that space, but this year, but we just focused on making sure we had the best 36 holes we could out there, and get all those tee pads in. And it was just such a scramble at the end. We achieved way more than we thought we were ever going to do. So we just can't wait to showcase it this year again.
Awesome, guys. Well, there you have it. We're going to see the renewal of the 2021 Provincial Disc Golf Championships. We'll check it out again in Ettyville, and you will definitely see us there filming again. So on to the back nine of the chase card, and we'll get back there for more action. See you soon, guys.